In galleries and museums, we see art that has shaped history. Art is so important that governments fund its preservation and support emerging artists. While many iconic creators are no longer with us, their masterpieces continue to impact the world. However, not all valuable art is from the past. Modern artists are making headlines too. Stay tuned to see which artwork shouldn't have even fetched $1. Before we get started, subscribe to The Richest for more on the most expensive art ever sold. Koons' Balloon Dog. Why would someone spend hundreds of millions of dollars on something a human created? Art has the rare ability to communicate with us in ways that words can't. Like a maiden calling for her lost love, art can create a deep sense of connection and understanding. It takes visionaries to take risks and craft works that have the potential to change the world. What's truly fascinating is that predicting which pieces will become major hits is impossible. Sometimes the most unexpected works turn out to be the most expensive and revolutionary. Jeff Koons is one of the most controversial artists of our time, known for tackling themes like race, desire, and gender. His style blends conceptual art with pop culture, challenging perceptions and pushing boundaries. In 2013, Koons made waves with his piece, Balloon Dog. If it looks like something a clown might make at a birthday party, you're not far off. Initially expected to sell for around $55 million, the piece ultimately fetched an astounding $58.4 million at Christie's post-war and contemporary art evening sale in New York. This sale set a new record for the highest price ever paid for a work by a living artist, a record Koons held until 2018. Though whimsical in appearance, Balloon Dog became one of the most expensive and iconic works of modern art. David Hockney's Pool with Two Figures. It didn't take long for another artist to outshine Jeff Koons. To be fair, this artist has been around for decades, and his masterpiece has garnered immense acclaim over time. Pool with Two Figures is considered the greatest work of 81-year-old David Hockney. The piece went on a world tour in 2017, visiting major cities like Paris, London, and New York City. Hockney found inspiration in the bright California sunshine, a stark contrast to his childhood in gloomy England. He credits his time in California for helping him develop a deep appreciation for color. Hockney had always been fascinated by pools, and the idea for this piece first took shape in 1971. However, he initially abandoned the concept before returning to it years later. When the painting was set to be auctioned, it was expected to sell for around $80 million, which would have broken Koons' record. But on November 15, 2018, Pool with Two Figures surpassed expectations, selling for $90.3 million at Christie's. This sale cemented Hockney's position among the highest-selling contemporary artists, and the work stands as one of the most expensive pieces in history. And when discussing record-breaking art, we can't forget about Andy Warhol. Andy Warhol's 8 Elvises. Andy Warhol remains one of the most controversial and captivating artists of his time, having pioneered the genre of pop art that continues to influence creatives today. One of his most expensive and iconic works is 8 Elvises, which, as the title suggests, features 8 silk-screened images of Elvis Presley against a silver background. Created in 1963, the piece was originally part of a much larger 37-foot-long artwork that showcased 16 Elvises. What makes 8 Elvises even more intriguing is that it hasn't been publicly displayed since 1963, when it was dismantled. For about 40 years, it was owned by Italian heiress Val Berlin G. Eddy. In 2008, she sold the work to a private buyer for a rumored $100 million. While the identity of the buyer remains unconfirmed, there are strong speculations that it was purchased by the royal Qatari family. This sale marked a significant moment in the art world, highlighting Warhol's lasting influence and the enduring value of his work. Mark Rothko's Violet, Green, and Red. In the midst of one of the most dramatic showdowns in the art world, Mark Rothko's Violet, Green, and Red stands out. Created in 1951 by the American-Russian artist, this piece features Rothko's signature style, large blocks of color separated by uneven lines and shapes. It's one of his most famous works, reflecting the profound impact he made not just on the art world, but on society as a whole. Given Rothko's influence, it's no surprise that his pieces command such high prices. However, violet, green, and red was also embroiled in controversy, specifically during the infamous Bouvier affair. This scandal involved Swiss art dealer Yves Bouvier, who sold hundreds of artworks under false pretenses, inflating their value. Despite the legal drama surrounding it, violet, green, and red sold in 2014 for around $186 million, with a Russian millionaire believed to be the buyer. The sale marked another milestone for Rothko's legacy and the ongoing intrigue surrounding high-stakes art transactions. Georgia O'Keeffe's Jimson Weed. While many of the highest-selling artists in history have been men, we want to highlight a groundbreaking woman in the art auction world, Georgia O'Keeffe. Known for her magnified flower paintings, O'Keeffe sought to show the beauty and complexity of flowers, often overlooked in everyday life. Her work emphasized the intricate structures of flowers, revealing their stunning details. In 2014, the Georgia O'Keeffe Museum in Santa Fe, New Mexico, decided to sell one of her most iconic pieces, Jimson Weed, White Flower No. 1, through an auction. Created in 1932, this piece remains one of O'Keeffe's most popular and celebrated works. Initially, the museum and auction house Sotheby's estimated the painting would fetch around $10 million. However, when the piece sold in late 2014, it shattered expectations, bringing in $44.2 million. This was a monumental moment, as it set a new record for the highest-selling work by a female artist at auction, surpassing the previous record held by Joan Mitchell, whose painting had sold for $11.9 million. O'Keeffe's Jimson Weed not only marked a historic moment for women in art, but also solidified her place in art history as one of the most influential artists of the 20th century. Paul Gauguin's When Will You Marry? For those familiar with the post-impressionist era, the iconic painting, When Will You Marry? By Paul Gauguin is a well-known masterpiece. Created in 1892, this oil painting was made after Gauguin's visit to Tahiti. He had traveled there with the hope of creating more primitive art, yet he was deeply disappointed upon discovering that Tahiti had been colonized and 2/3 of the indigenous population had been decimated. When Will You Marry? Was painted during Gauguin's first stay in Tahiti, and although he did not gain widespread acclaim during his lifetime, his work was celebrated posthumously. For nearly 50 years, the painting was owned by the family of Rudolf Stechelin. It eventually sold for around $210 million, far less than the initially speculated $300 million. A lawsuit surrounding the sale revealed the final price, highlighting the sometimes unpredictable nature of art transactions. Gauguin's When Will You Marry? Remains one of the most valuable and significant works in the art world today. Thanks for watching our deep dive into luxury art collections that only the wealthiest can own. From record-breaking sales to iconic masterpieces, it's incredible to see how art continues to shape the world of wealth and culture. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more fascinating insights into the world of luxury and art. Drop a comment below. What piece of art would you love to own if money were no object? See you next time, where we'll explore more of the world's most expensive and exclusive treasures.